Oh, that camera's off center. Good dab, Ethan. Good dab. Hello. We're back. This is the Tales of Revedia. We play Dungeons and Dragons here. And this week, we're doing it 2 weeks in a row. Hell yeah.
We did
Um,
it.
we have our wonderful full cast of characters here. Below me directly, we have Ethan playing Jugan, the not necrophiliac death cleric. I didn't clarify that for any reason, but I'm not gonna clarify that for anybody else either. But for her specifically, she's not. Just so you know. Um,
Can we get a
below,
better intro for Jugan, please?
it's just the first thing that popped into my head because that was a question that no one was asking. Sure. Um, Below that, we have our ever skeptical rogue, a Terran, on a mission to. Whoa, I forgot what I was going to say. I had a fucking stroke.
Don't worry about it.
Destroy the universe.
Destroy the universe? No, no, no. It's just from. It's just It's like when you think about it, Terran is our universe's equivalent to the Fast and Furious franchise, just because she's all about family. Um, that's actually the only similarity now that I think about it.
Also bald.
Yes, Terran is in fact also bald.
It's a wig.
No,
not you. Taryn, your character.
Yeah, it's a wig.
Next to Terran, don't be deceived by his looks as a human in the camera. He's actually a deer person when he plays pretend. Kalis, the servitor, not yeah.
No,
I don't know.
Just
Where deer.
It's easier.
Yeah.
You know what that means. It's a person who is a deer.
Yeah, but you're never not a deer.
I was at some point.
All right, fair enough. Next to him, we have the walking ball of fur and chaos, and occasionally fire that comes in various colors, sparks, and lastly but not least, we have the statistical bane of my existence, our ranger Zelthar. So, boy, oh boy. Last session, where we had ended off on our wonderful time playing Dungeons and Dragons. The party, currently in the midst of a trial at one of the altars of Mistra, overseen by by one of her minor gods, Phinia. The party entered an area in which they were forced to combat various creatures. However, their magic was hostile to them as well, as every time spells were cast, they would turn into these various creatures that became hostile to anything around them, party included. After dispatching the waves of enemies that came forth and attacked them, the chains on the platform that they were fighting on top of began to snap, one after another, until eventually the platform had fallen, and aside from Jugun and Sparks 2,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Sparks 2, everyone elected to get off the platform and to assume its safety because below them was lava. And yeah, no, that was like a really common sense decision that they made. Not much to follow up on that with. But meanwhile, as we start things off, we learn a bit more about the fates of Jugun and Sparks 2, as they have been lost into the mess, or they have been lost into the depths below, as the sort of large platform covered their final descent. So were you guys like doing like that movie thing where like you're holding on to each other as you were falling, or were you just like we're gonna let it happen, or like is there anything in particular just to clarify now?
I was definitely hanging on to Jugan for dear life. As soon as we fell off the platform, I was like, no.
Cool.
I imagine like a full body, like hands and feet and tail.
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful to know. So, this is not an appropriate song, but I'll deal with that as I'm talking. Sparks 2, and I'm just going to keep saying Sparks because you know which one it is. As you are plunged into the depths, you feel the heat immediately. You could feel the heat beginning to rise and get hotter and hotter as you were falling. And even as you guys were on the platform up above, it was an ever present feeling that was frankly impossible to ignore. But as you find yourself plunged into the depths of this lava and that feeling overtakes you, you realize that something is beginning to burn, logically speaking. Um, However, as you can't really see anything, given that you are in molten rock, um, but you feel yourselves beginning to descend slowly toward the depths, and there is this sort of burning sensation that's eating away at you. It doesn't feel like physical pain. You don't feel like it's as if it's eating away at like your skin, your clothing, your armor, or anything like that. But you feel the sort of internal force, the one that you become, the force that you become intimately familiar with throughout your lifetime, almost beginning to be siphoned and evaporated away. Um, so to kick things off, um, is this the one I want? Oh, my, sorry, my thing is freezing. Let me just open up the character sheet real quick. So as you guys are falling, I will need Jugun and what's it called? And Sparks to make me a wisdom and a charisma saving throw respectively.
I think I could do one of those.
No, Jugun will be making a wisdom, you'll be making a charisma.
Ah.
I'm going to tell you right now, it is not because this is a passable save, it is to determine your degree of failure.
Oh, neat. Those are words that I love to hear.
I got a 29.
29?
Yeah.
Yeah.
19.
Okay. So, um, the DC on this, I'm just going to explain what's happening first, and then I'll have you mark your sheets appropriately. Um, the DC on this was 35. For every point of success below that, from the character sheet, you will be moving an appropriate amount of levels of spells. So, for example, Jugun did almost the best she could possibly do. So from your character sheets, and I'm not even active spell slots, just spell slots in general. I need you to remove what would only be a 6th level spell slot or equaling to a 6th level spell slot. In the case of Sparks, it is going to be 17 levels worth of spells. No, I'm sorry, 16. And they can be spell slots that are expended.
Wait, how can that be this? Like, do we completely lose the spell, or are we just like?
1 second, I'm sorry, I cannot hear you very well. Say it one more time.
Well, I mean, how does that work then? Like, do we just completely lose the spell slot in general, like forever, or is it like just remove
For
what you
the
have to 0?
for the time being, the spell slot itself is gone.
Okay.
So that in other words, it would not recharge on long rest if you were to take one right now, because it is not there.
Okay. So I
Do you
I
want to
was
know which
at
ones I moved?
17, right?
What's up?
Do you want to know which ones I remove?
You're not moving actual spells, just your spell slot.
Yeah, I know. Do you want to know what slots I removed?
Uh, sure.
I removed 2 level 3 spells slots, but there's also ones I already expended.
Okay, that would make bring your maximum like capacity of third level spells to 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Decisions.
Um,
10.
oops.
16 is what I needed, yeah?
16 total, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do 1/5, 2/4, and 1/3.
You say 1/5,
1/5.
2/4.
Yeah, and 1/3.
Oh, that's not correct. I accidentally gave you 21 fourth level spell slots.
Deal.
Excuse me.
5 plus 8, 13. Plus a 3, 16.
The
And
all death ward run.
and as you guys find yourself, as I said, it's not a physical pain that seems to be harming. There is like a sort of weight behind it, as you can feel the weight of the sort of earth and mass surrounding you as you guys are sinking deeper and deeper into its depths. But eventually, Jugun, you first, would feel yourself begin to fall through open air, not through rock. Sparks, because you sort of like you'd feel your feet not touching anything, and then Sparks, you soon after, as in front of you, or not in front of you, falling below you, and this is not like a controlled fall, just to be clear. Um, you see this sort of in this completely like blank space, this void looking area. The only light seems to be coming from like almost like stars in the sky uh, that are surrounding the area, and in the center, directly where you're going down towards, is this platform made of this. It looks like this white material. You could only almost think it was like marble or something, but it has like that gloss to it, like something like like pearl would be, or like pearl would have.
Mm-hmm.
And are you guys doing anything to slow fall yourselves as you're coming down? It's looking down now. It's hard to gauge distance because you don't have any reference points, but it's at least maybe about 40 feet or 40 feet below you.
I have nothing that can slow my fall. Oh, no. Sorry, this character does. This character can fly.
Oh yeah, you have boots of flying, don't you?
Sparks 2 is the one with the boots of flying.
Oh hell yeah! So I'm assuming struggling with Jugum as well, you would at least be able to slow your fall so it's not dangerous.
Mhm.
And you all would find yourself on this platform, as I said, with this seemingly like infinite void uh, around you. And as you're both looking out into it, you would see the stars in the sky beginning to move. Um, from left to right, the landscape begins to spin until it's spinning so fast that the stars themselves are leaving these trails of light behind them. Until eventually, as it gets faster and faster, whirring up, the area is surrounded by this sort of blinding light radiating um, from the walls of this place. And as you guys find yourselves momentarily blinded, um, the flash leaves and darkness fills the area once more, uh, except for in the platform. So this is maybe like 20 foot across, circular platform. Opposite side of you all, you would see a figure standing at a massive height. Humanoid looking from what you can tell, but near 11 feet tall. Um, Body covered in these sort of long robes that have the same sort of like void look to them that the outside area has. Um, and a cloak that covers up his face, shadowing the darkness. And the only thing you can like recognizable trait you could see outside of like the bottoms of like his like feet would be like his hands, which he has like held out in front of him, which look to be made of porcelain. They have like that almost like a doll like quality to them, as you can see the joints of them in the what's it called on the pure white skin. If you have any, and he doesn't say anything immediately as you see it appear. If you have any audible reaction to that,
I'm gonna politely wave.
I also wave and I say, "Hey, I'm Jung Im."
and as you do that, you see his hands come apart from each other, and the right hand begin to slowly swipe across in a wave. And as his hand waves, you see almost as if the stars are behind him are moving with it. And a voice emanates from beneath the hood. I am familiar with the both of you. Although I did expect slightly more wisdom, especially from one.
Clearly not me.
No, it was not.
Yeah. Well, I thought it'd be fun.
Sparks looks at her with like she's insane. Like incredulousness.
So I kind of like, actually, can I like try to message the team through like the earpiece headset thing? It's like, hey, you guys still there?
Doesn't feel like anything.
Sparks replies, "Yep."
Dial tone.
I'm standing right next to you.
This is not the two people who should have. These are the only two people who could have been down here, but this is not who should have.
I love it.
But as what's it called? You guys are in the moment. You see the figure, not face, but sort of shoulders, turn towards you as the head looks down a little bit. Sparks. Our lady has told me many things in preparations of you potentially coming here. While honored that you would attempt to gain a blessing of Mistran, that she would allow you the opportunity. You found a small bit of unluck, you could say, in the fact that you chose, in the fact that I was the one who would be determining your test.
Oh, do you not like us or something? I promise I'm great once you get to know me.
I've come to know you very well.
Oh?
It is no coincidence that you have found yourself in the way that you have. This place is the closest of all the what's it called, altars, to where you yourself had gained your power. And its influence is something that has not left me unaware of you. I'm not responsible for you.
How long?
since the first miscasting.
Oh, that's like a really long time.
Indeed. And you've had a long journey since then.
Has it been entertaining for you, at least? Something perhaps that is, different to what you usually do?
As he pauses for a second, entertainment is a strange word to use. I'm not one with the capabilities or simply or whose responsibilities allow something such as leisurely observance.
Well,
But
I
you,
mean,
but you have been the vessel for many an unexpected consequence.
is that good?
To some, maybe. To me,
I mean, just
no.
you. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you? I presume you're a, you like order then.
You could say. And it vexes me very much to know that Mistra thinks you should be in a place like this when you are antithetical to many of the rules of magic.
I don't necessarily dislike the rules of magic. If I could follow them, I would. But it doesn't seem possible. Every time I try to follow a rule, I break it.
Then I see, and I can see you're starting to understand why this turned out to be a poor, or I can see why, I cannot speak English. Then you should be able to understand why I may have been a very poor choice for your trial. But
But
presumably, this is a test for Mistra for myself as well.
counterpoint. Maybe the other one of me will surprise you. You know, two of us, we might be able to get one thing right. He likes order more than I do, as you might have guessed. He's much less chaotic.
And also didn't fall into a pit of lava.
Well, to be fair, I wasn't planning to fall into a pit of lava. I was planning to stand on the disc as it hit the lava and then, fly away if it was really warm. But unfortunately, fate decided not to do that. And Jugan followed me for some reason.
I know. I thought the water falling in lava was a plan. Like the riddle you gave, that didn't make perfect sense to me.
You don't see any visible expression, but you see as the shoulders of the figure
They sag.
a little bit.
So, what do you need us to do now? Or are we just, keeping you company?
For now, those flames should have been punishment enough. I cannot guarantee. No, how do I say? Normally, the flames in which you had bathed yourself would be enough to strip those of or strip most of their magical capabilities, but it seems you are both incredibly proficient in your fields. Arguably. However, the trial is not yet finished.
I feel like I'm less proficient and more a conduit for magic. And that's why I explode a lot, because it's a lot of magic passing through.
True as it may be, if you were not proficient enough, you wouldn't have survived any of the explosions that subsequently happened.
Well,
while the lack of intention in your methods is what bothers me, I cannot deny the lack of competency.
but considering that we are no longer taking part in the test, Can we like watch the others? Do you have like a crystal ball that we can peer through? Otherwise, we'll
You,
have to, make conversation, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to do that with us.
and so the trial is still to be conducted. However, maybe this would make things either easier or harder for you all. I've not yet quite decided. Jugan is the one they are currently missing. And you, Sparks, well, they already have one.
Mm-hmm.
One of you
So
will
am I
be
staying here and is Juggin going back?
correct.
Oh,
Aw.
bye, Juggin! And I'll give
But-
her a hug on her leg because that's as high as I can get.
But Sparks, no.
It's fine, you can tell the other one. I'll wait here and talk to my good old friend.
And as what's it called? He says that he sort of unclasping his hand once more, raising the right one. You watch as the stars in the room begin to spin again. It's this blinding light begins to sort of grow and intensify. The last thing you hear, Jugan, pass on to the other twin that I expect a better performance.
While
And,
I am. This Sparks is stuck here in this realm, he would like to ask the figure about the magical beings as much as possible. The ancient ones. He basically wants to try and get as much information about them as possible. He's probably not going to be successful, but
yeah, because it's going to be very awkward actually, because when that light disappears or like finally dissipates, you realize you're standing on the platform alone, Sparks, as Jugan is gone, and he is as well.
well,
And
I
it's
will
kind of
just
you just out here on this starry void. At least for this
I will
moment.
just talk to the air then.
Meanwhile, back at back at the lava pit, as you all are trying to make some sort of contact with Juggin and Sparks, presumably below, um, to no avail at this point.
I think they're dead.
Would Mr. actually allow that in her temple? Like, wouldn't she be able to intervene? Like, what if they're just back at the start again or something?
Well, we'd be able to talk to them if they were back at the start, because we're not that far away.
Well, I mean, we might be. Who knows how it works in here, you know? I mean, it's a temple of magic. They can't be dead, right?
Why not? It was
Well,
stupid
why?
enough to stand on the disc. Why
And
would they do that?
at this point, Alice would speak up. It's something that's very possible. Gods aren't exactly known for their kindness, and if they perceived it something as foolishness or unapproved, it wouldn't be beyond imagination. I'd like not to think so, but I'm not going to say it's impossible.
Well,
Well, we should. We shouldn't wait any longer. We should climb these trains and see where they get to. Yeah. Can't dwell on their fates anymore. You can see that the Sparks one is quite clearly struggling. He's just trying to push through it.
we'll find them. They have to be somewhere. I've refused to believe that this would end like this.
Well, anyway, for the meantime, if you're having trouble climbing the chains, Kalis yells from like a chain like 50 feet away. You can just ride the griffin.
Which
You could
Zelthar is on.
you probably have to it'll have to do a few circles to like climb, but it'll get there eventually.
Can anyone see a top to these chains?
From because you guys kind of are just like at the end of the chains at the moment, you wouldn't be able to see the top yet, but as you guys are climbing, you would notice that eventually, seemingly on like the north side area, there is a light that is coming over like a small cliffside. There seems to be like a platform or a cliff somewhere up ahead as you guys begin. Eventually, or as you guys continue climbing up and upwards, uh, and eventually, um, you all find yourself atop this platform. I'm not gonna. It's you're climbing a big chain. You guys are 14th level adventurers. It's within your capabilities. That's there's not much of a trial there. Um, but as you get closer, and you guys sort of climb upon getting over the lip of this, you can feel smooth stone underneath foot. As it seems to be like a built pathway that sort of extends along both sides of the cave, and you can see the light coming from further on down in the tunnel, um, where it has that same sort of orangish lava-like glow that it did down below. Um, I'm assuming forward and onwards then, as you were all continuing.
Yes, we continue.
Yeah.
And back in the other chamber, a giant stone plate falls through the lava barrier, and Sparks 2 looks up and goes, "Ah!" And then he finally gets crushed by the stone platform. It had to get through the like liquidy, and then
It falls much slower. It's surface area. You know how it is.
It's denser.
But as you all begin or continue on forward, you see this platform that Euron ends, and there is a set of small stairs that goes downwards onto this platform above also lava. So it's not a circular platform, but it's more like a platform that's like a ring around an area. So like imagine there's no inside part, right? Um, and along that ring, you see several areas that look like towers, a few of which have bridges that lead to a central point that is on the lava alone, like a central tower. They're not like super large. They're maybe like 30 feet tall each. So more like buildings than towers per se. But that's the site that you guys are greeted with as you make your way into this new area. Um, and before you, what's it called? Not appearing in letters as it had before, but you hear a voice uh, begin to echo throughout the area. Not so much through sound, but almost as if you hear it in your heads itself, like in your mind. Excuse me. Ugh. That's having fucking chest issues. Um, the only thing that awaits you all is your final trial to prove your worth. However, before that happens, I will give you the opportunity to bring back a piece of what you have lost. What's it called? Many strengths have been found forged in the bonds of your camaraderie. Make them anew here, and you will recover a piece. Or, I cannot speak English. make them anew here, and you can recover some of what you had.
Repeat that one more time.
You all have found many strength through the bonds forged and camaraderie. Make them again, or I cannot speak English.
Maybe write it down and read it off.
Yeah, that'd be better, but here we are, and I haven't done that yet. Because I just didn't feel like making it rhyme. To be honest, I write things down when I make them rhyme. Um, Reforge the bonds found in your camaraderie and recover a piece of what you had lost. And then the final trial will await you. Fucking Christ! I'm gonna hit my head with a hammer, not a rubber
Sure,
mallet
that will
either.
help.
What about a giant coin-shaped iron platform?
If I could make props, I would make that and send it to you. No, I'd send it to Sparks.
Just get like a chandelier in his room.
At like
Just hang
half
with it.
scale, like too. It'd just be an immense like
The whole
metalwork
ceiling.
construct.
Does that mean Jugget or Sparks? We can get them back? Is that what that means?
So that's what I'm thinking.
But it says just a piece. So I don't know if that means both of them.
I mean, if we had their soul, or I guess the part of the Sparks's soul, then Zelthar, you could bring them back, couldn't you? You could bring them back, right?
I'm pretty sure I could.
For Vivify,
So,
you do need a
Jugget.
physical body, just to be clear.
huh?
I don't know if he's referencing Revivify, but you do need the physical body.
You could bring them back, right? It's not. It's not metagaming right now.
I'm not. I might need something more physical. I don't know if I am good enough to bring somebody back with a soul, maybe.
What about Jugget?
Well, then we just need their body. Then we just need their body, and then you can bring their soul back to it. Then
But if
I can
they've been
try.
burnt to a crisp, do they really want to come back?
I think Jogun, yeah, for sure. She'd be like way chill with that, and actually, she'd be like, ah, hell yeah, I'm a skeleton. My name's Jogun. How are you?
I'm even hotter now. I see.
Roll
Um,
eyes.jpg or GIF.
We get like we could get her like some like transparent adamantium goggles and like pour lava into the goggles, so she'd have like glowing red eyes.
yeah.
Anyway, we should probably start. We should probably go save them because
Reforge the bonds. Many strengths through bonds and camaraderie. Reforge the bonds and recover a piece of what you have lost.
Yeah, and
How do
I
we?
can pull you guys over to the map, which will just be a black void momentarily for you, but I can fix that.
So we're seeing what Sparks 2 is seeing.
No.
Uh,
Sparks 2 is in a star. He's got stars to look at.
Oh, okay.
Sparks 2 is 2D right now because he's underneath that metal plate. It's like he's gone Paper Mario. He's got squished into 2 dimensions.
Oh, what the fuck?
Where? Oh.
That's a spell, right?
Squish into 2 dimensions?
Or organ pocket dimension.
Oh, let me delete those two. me fix your vision because currently
Oops. Is that everything? Oh, okay.
I fixed your vision too well.
I can't see myself. That's bizarre.
True.
I really succeeded on that stealth check. I don't even know where I am.
So hey, can I ask, like, is it premature to ask, like, is this another situation where it's like a platform suspended above the lava by chains, or is it like floating on the lava's surface?
It's like actually like there's like rocks on the lava. Um,
Okay, so it's like emerging from it, I see. It's like an
Yeah.
island kind of structure.
where is I had your token on there. I don't know what happened. All right. This thing is a beach.
I mean, I know you just said it was like a lava lake, so it would
Oh, there
by
we go.
definition be a lava beach.
I figured out the setting. Spark, your token is on
Yay.
there.
Oh, I'm
Is
Sparks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I possess Tone. Thank you.
Returneth to me.
Yes. I
The
release you.
sparks that I can move. Oh, the game is currently paused, apparently.
The game is
Yeah.
unpaused apparently. Currently. I got you.
I can move.
I
And
don't.
This is the area you see before you. All the. Can you move, Taryn? You good?
Oh, where'd I go?
I moved your token. It's moved back now.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, I can move it.
So because I would like for this to become relevant, what are we looking at here? Like how like much how like close to the top? How far submerged is this whole structure in terms of like how close to the surface of this ring of the ringed platform is the
From
lava?
the
How much does it
platforms
emerge?
are about 20 feet above the lava.
Okay, so it's like pretty solid looking. It's not like sinking actively or anything.
Yeah, yeah. Like the area, like a lot of these, it looks almost like has like a ruin, like dilapidated look, but it looks like it's been here a while. Doesn't look like it's moving at all, like falling
It's
apart
like a
more.
cookie dunked in a milk for a few seconds, you know.
Yeah,
It's not falling apart yet. It's still
very
structurally.
wet Oreo vibes.
No, I want Oreos. Thanks, guys.
It's okay. Just remember the cereal. I'll fix that.
Or Oreos are a cookie, guys.
They
Oreos are a
are.
cookie.
They are
True.
a cookie. I want
Oreos.
cookies.
Anyway,
I will say accurate to the image. Along like the car, it just seems to be various like ores, minerals. This seems like been like a mine of some sorts. It does look like there are like actual materials spread about.
How are we supposed to reforge our bonds? Like, is it literal, or do we like all hold hands or something? How are we? I don't understand.
I guess we might find inside each of the rooms something that might give us a clue.
Maybe
That's a good point. Yeah.
I'm gonna move around, everybody.
you know,
Burn
technically this is
sparks.
magma since we're in a cave.
Yeah?
I mean,
And?
I just, you know, just thought you'd
Okay.
like to know.
You're going on my hammer list, Sean.
Oh, this is a room full of
Hammer
stuff.
list.
It is. As you open the doorway, there is a set of stairs that leads directly up into the room, and it seems to be filled with like a lot of like techs and like chemical supplies, as well as like some tinkering stuff in this room. That's what, at least looking at it at a glance.
Do we want to all go into one, or do we want to tackle different ones?
I mean, I'll just have a look in here. I mean, anyone that's smart, really. We could have a look in here, try and work out what all of this stuff is for. Go on to the next one, it might give us a bit of a clue.
At that point, Vaughn,
So
speak up.
I'll
I can, if it need it's actual scientific things, I can give a hand with that at least.
Yes.
Vaughn will make his way up the
Looks like we
stairs
might
towards
have
you.
to construct some.
I will say I don't exactly know Jagun very well, so if there's a piece of that that becomes integral, I might need to consult you all.
I'm sure we can give you the specific. So, what do we see in this room, Elijah? Glancing over things and stuff.
So, as you're looking in the room, I'm assuming you're like going over like the books and shit, like at least like
Yeah.
titles, things like that. Um, let me just double check position. So, body, mind, soul. Cool. Sorry, I just had to mentally make sure I had the rooms right. Looking at least through the spines of the books and Vaughn taking a couple of the shelves as well, and skimming through them. What seems to be most of the tomes are pertaining to what's it called? Necromancy. Um, and a lot of like alchemical analysis of like the composition of like different like actual like people. Have you watched Full Metal Alchemist?
Like 3 episodes.
Well, it's information that's in the first episode. Um,
What you need.
where it's like the actual like foundational like parts of like what are in people's bodies, like what people are made of when it comes to like their sort of like natural elements and things like that. It seems to like so make me an investigation check. I'm just gonna give you baseline knowledge first.
Okay.
Or Vaughn can make it
Uh,
actually, and you
Can
can
we
assist
both
if you like.
roll?
Yeah.
I only say that because this box, although I don't know how to edit it on the sheet, is the one with the headband of intellect, so I figured out.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so I'll roll for him.
Was it investigation or just flat intelligence?
Actually, it's so you could do roll investigation or Arcana. That'd be valid as well.
Okay, so add 3 to this number. I'm gonna use Tides of Chaos to give myself advantage. Bada boom.
Valid.
Because natural ones are not good.
mm,
20.
20. So, as you were all going through and looking at some of the bottles in this room, it seems to be like chemical compounds of the things that they are describing.
Mm-hmm.
It would take some time to like actually parse out exactly what is needed. But there's basically enough material in here to quote unquote make a body physically. But that's all it would really be. It'd just be like the pure components of such, like because you know like how much iron you have in your system or basic shit like water,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. There would be enough of that like in here to make a person technically, but it would be just that, and it's also just the material. The methodology is something that you guys are gonna be spending most of your time trying to figure out exactly deciphering what these texts are meaning when they're saying that type of thing, because using necromancy isn't a field where either of you are very familiar. That makes sense.
No. I will sort of relay the information through the earring to the other people in the group and tell them to, look for stuff in the next. And if they need me, well. And then I will turn to Vaughn and say, right, well, let's try and get started on this. At least we can, attempt.
Cool. And Zothar and Terran, you guys are making your way up to the next closest building. You can see that this one seems to be filled what's called various tomes as well. There's that's awkward. That room in the middle is supposed to have walls around it and a locked door, but I did not put that on there. Oops. But there is clearly, you would be able to see the door clearly. You just wouldn't be able to see the contents of the room. This one right here.
Yeah. What do the books in here look like?
It seems to
Like,
be. Uh, so as you're going through, uh, it seems to be a lot of books on like um how do you say it? Like the human mind and like its psyche and things like that, like the functions of like how people work. It's like almost like a lot like a psychology type stuff almost. Um, would be the majority of it. Um, and as I said, there is that door that or the one you'd be standing right next to. That is seemingly locked as you go to open it.
um, I would like to try to unlock it.
Okay. Uh, First, could you make me an investigation check? Because there's no like apparent like keyhole or anything like that
Okay.
on the
Yeah.
door. God damn. So, uh, sorry, one second. I need to charge. Put my headset on charge before it dies. Then I would be talking to myself, but I'd be listening to myself, and that gets tiring. Um, Looking around, is it you don't see any like locking mechanism or anything on the door itself. Sort of taking a lap around the room and scanning the area. It seems that like on the lantern posts that sort of surround this room, it does seem like some of them have been like moved before. Like you see like scuff marks around like the edges of the stone, around like where they're currently resting. And it would just be going like clockwise from where you are right now, starting on the one closest, like on every other one.
Where are the lampposts? Oh,
These
there.
these
Okay, I
things.
see. Okay. Do all of them have those scuff marks?
Every other one would, starting from the one you're standing next to.
So four. Um,
Yes, on the intercardinals.
okay. I want to go to this one that I'm standing next to and
Mm.
move it in the direction that, like, I'm imagining, like, there's a scuff mark, like it's here and the scuff mark is here. I want to move it over the scuff mark, or
Okay.
try to.
Yeah, and as you attempt to move the first one, it moves with no difficulty, and then you hear like a click, like as a sound of like something has been engaged, and then there is like this sort of continuous sound that happens. It sounds mechanical, like almost like like gears turning or like change. There's something like metal scraping against metal. But the door does not open with just the first one. It just seems like you have started a process.
Yeah. Go to the next one along and
Yep.
so on and so forth.
Um, and as you do so, eventually getting to the last one, uh, there would be since like a sound of like the mechanical sound would stop for a second, and you'd hear stone grating against stone as the door would just sort of lower straight into the ground into a very like tight sort of slot that was carved into it, and you'd see an open room before you. Um, as you step into
Jeez.
yeah, as you step into the room, there is a what's it called? Fuck, can't speak English. There is like how do I describe it? Maybe like size wise, maybe like the size of like a CD. Um, there is a stone disc, similar with that like that the pearlescent like shine that I described earlier for sparks and a Jungen. Um, there's that about the size of the CD on the pedestal, and next to it looks to be uh, it looks like a chisel. It- It's like it looks like a stone carving tool.
Hmm. In the center there.
Yeah, and surrounding the area would also be various like stoneworking like supplies, things like that. Um, go ahead, you can say something.
No, no, I'm just thinking. I want to inspect this, like what's on the pedestal, like more
Mm.
closely and see if I can see any glean any information from it somehow. I don't know.
Um, as you what's it called? Actually, pick up the disc, examining it. You see this symbol along the bottom side of it. Um, could you make me an Arcana check,
Oh boy.
or and I'd also say because I did not move them yet, this would be a room where Ellis would be qualified to be in as well. You can make so an advantage, or you guys could both make one.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, who?
Ellis, the bard, the lore
Oh,
master guy.
okay.
What's the
Um,
what would be the trigger for this Arcana check?
Exam the symbol at the bottom of the disc that she had found. Uh, try and ascertain the meaning of it.
Could I help with my
um,
himbo sense, or is that like not
mm,
applicable in this circumstance?
I mean, you could read the magical aura of it, but it wouldn't necessarily tell you what that means, because it.
Gotcha.
uh, Phyllis, are you any good at this? Are
Uh,
you good at magic?
that's the only thing I'm really good at. That and reading old books.
All right, I am not a magic person, so what can you make of this? And I'll give him advantage. Like
Cool,
I won't roll. It'll be not very very good.
cool.
I mean, I could try, I guess, but I'd rather give him advantage, I think.
Where is his Arcana? Should be. It's actually wrong. There we go. It should be +7. 22. Um, so as he looks at it for a second, you see him reaching into a bag and pulling out a tome that shouldn't fit, but it doesn't really surprise you. You know how bag of holding works. Um, flipping through pages, trying to cross-examine to see what is this. It looks vaguely familiar. It seems like some old magic type symbology. And as he's flipping, you see as they snap their fingers, pointing at the page, uh, and you recognize he recognizes it and points it out to you as the symbol. It's loosely referred to as like the symbol of like the mind, but it's more so it's like more often interpreted as like the idea of English, not just the mind, but like behaviors, personhood, like almost like like identity as well. And it's starting to kind of make sense. The books on the wall, things like that.
Like the self or consciousness?
Yeah, that's the word for it, like the consciousness. Yeah.
And it is same. This is a symbol in like magic script.
Yeah, like ancient language, like old stuff.
Hmm.
All right, well,
Actually, now that I think
I
about it,
guess.
you wouldn't have seen this symbol before, but if you had ever like looked over any of like Dazan's like notes or books on things, like for himself, you would have seen like this type of language. But yeah, just as a side note.
we would have seen this.
Yeah, like in Dazan's notes, because he used old magic shit.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was figuring that it was from.
So yeah, I also relay that to you.
Huh. And I'll poke my head out and call to the other two. Kalis Zelthar.
Yeah.
This building has to do with, I guess, carving out a consciousness. I found this disc in here that's got magic script that is like in Dazan's notebook, and it's everything to do with the mind.
And is that disc a person?
It's a disc. I mean,
Hello,
I don't
disc.
I don't think the disc is conscious. I think it's representative.
If you can feel, scream.
I am only
I'll
disc, but I must scream.
I'll use
Okay,
the
so I didn't scream, so it's not a person. That's good. We've
no, it's a
established
disc.
that.
No, yeah, not a person.
I'm gonna use the earring to be like, Sparks? Sparks?
Yeah.
What did you find in the building that you're in?
Well, me and Vaughn, I think I'm getting this right. I think we can make a body,
Hmm.
Kind
I
of.
think
but like nothing else. Sorry, what was that, Vaughn?
It's kind of. It's like all the pieces. It's like having all the pieces to the puzzle, but it's not really. But maybe
Like the outer shell of a body, but like nothing that makes a person, just like the physical form.
well, I think that I've got the other piece of that puzzle. At least one more piece of it, because in this next building that I went into with Zelthar and Kalis, is about the mind with a chisel, so I guess carving out a mind for it. So I feel like, are we supposed to literally forge someone again?
Probably. Well, I mean, they did say forge a bond anew, and what is the better way to do that than
Actual forging?
physically?
Yeah.
Oh, they he wants us to make friends.
I think he
Literally.
wants us to make a friend we already have.
It shouldn't be me. I'm already a danger to everyone, so if you bring another one of me back... Well, first of all, it would be difficult because you'd only have to make half a soul, and that in itself is difficult enough.
Well,
And
you're not lacking in bodies, Sparks. You're lacking in part of yourself.
well, maybe, I don't know. Like the way I'm split is very difficult, and like as I have made aware to all of you, explode when I touch the other half, and the other half is gone. So that threat is no longer possible, which should be good for everyone.
You're
Dragon
still
clearly believed in Sparks too, so bring her back.
we'll find a way to restore all of you.
I mean, so long as I succeed here and help my master get her powers back, I'll take that as a win.
We'll
Nothing
find a
else
way
really
to
matters. Please,
Sparks will
listen, please listen. That's all I need. I don't need anything else. We should save the person that blindly followed me here, because so let's save Dragon, not worry about me, unless we have to. Do you understand that?
We'll bring back Jugga now and figure something else out later.
Just focus on this.
We should see what the other buildings have.
So is this northeast building? Is it just like a barracks, a sleeping quarters?
Ah, I see. So you're in there. So
Yeah.
as you enter this room, Kalis, the first thing you're met is an extremely like sinister feeling.
Oh.
Um, you look at the beds, and this looks like it should be a place to rest and relax, but like your sort of hair immediately stands on end when you're in this area. It gives you that sort of same like similar like feeling you had like that those first times you had entered the Shadowfell. Um and it seems to be like emanating like from like the beds themselves. They seem to have some, you can just innately tell like with your magical sense of something weird or something that's like a wrong or a feeling that's wrong to you coming from them.
So if I activate magical sense, do I get anything from that, or is it
Um
just the bad vibes ometer?
oh, like if you were to like inquire more about like what the actual like magic behind it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um
I
let
will
me
do that.
yeah, let me give me 1 second. I actually have to look this up. 'Cause I don't know what school this classifies as.
It's bad vibes ometry.
School of Bad Vibes. Right.
Um
It's psychometry. You should just say it like that, though.
it would, so the field this the beds themselves are giving off magic that is in line with the school of illusion, but also the vibe you're getting is not that. Like that just seems to be like something like it doesn't really seem to have like a magical origin. That's more like an instinctual thing, like an instinctual feeling you're having.
Uh, are they like so they're like the glow of them, right? Are they enchanted like magical beds?
Yes.
Huh. I will wave my hand through one of the beds. Does it like
No, the beds are physical. Like the
okay.
beds can be physically touched, but there is like illusion magic that is affecting them, or that is like
Can
veiled on top of them.
can we investigate to see if there's any substance to the bad vibes or like what is going on here?
Um, I would say, I'm trying to think what an appropriate thing would be.
Or even just like what their enchantment does would be interesting. Like what the if I could find like the truth of the illusion.
So I'll say using your magical sense, it and just like your general experience with magic, it seems that if you were to be in the bed, it would put you under an illusion. Like it's almost like how like you've seen like glyphs of warding or like almost like a trap type spell that's activated by like being like on it. It seems like there's some condition that would affect that. Um the bad vibe, it definitely like it just this place seems to have like the same type of energy that you that like the Shadowfell has, that sort of aura of like despair, and it doesn't seem to be emanating from like anything in particular. It just seems to be like filling the room, almost like an invisible fog.
What do you make of this, Zelthar? These bed enchantments.
It's a very uneasy feeling. I'm not sure what to think. You said they're bed enchantments?
Yeah, I think it might be a perspective thing. Like you have to, like it's a piece of furniture, right? So I think
Yeah.
the illusion might act upon you if you lie within it.
Do you want to find out?
I mean, it could tell us, give us some more clues to bring Jagun back.
That's true. I think it's worth a shot.
Just could you he mimes like bowstring plucking. Uh, if I get taken over by it or something.
You think you're gonna get possessed by the bed,
Look, I don't
perhaps?
know. They're just really evil freaking beds.
I understand. I gotta I just give you a nod and then I'll like kind of just like pull back and arrow my bow, but I'm pointing towards the ground. And I just like I got your back, Kayla's kind of
If it gets weird, shoot me. Um,
Sounds good. Sounds good, man. That's all I needed to hear. Good night. I'm just gonna sit down on the bed and then just like very nervously, very uncomfortably, just sort of slowly recline until I'm laying in the bed. Until something happens, maybe.
so as you lean back, feet kind of hanging off the edge of it, big guy, normal people beds. Um, you are indeed, at least you feel like you're being transported. There is a moment of uh, almost like sereneness as you feel like the most relaxed you felt in hours that you can't count. And when you close your eyes and reopen them, you are looking at a sight that you have not seen in a long time. Um, in your hands, you feel the railing of a balcony, and looking forward ahead of you, you see the Shadar Kai city of Unkiara, one that you have not visited since an accident 3 years ago, in real time, not game time. Um, and looking out into this looking out into the area, you see what's it called, smoke coming from buildings. As I said, there is that sort of air of despair that like just fills everything. And as you sort of are looking at the area and looking back behind you, you see what seems to be a room, a children's bedroom or a child's bedroom. Yeah. Um, there would be a few. Technically, there'd only be da, 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 da. I'm doing math. There'd only be 3 beds in this room, but no other inhabitants. Um, as well as not really playthings or anything like that. In fact, the only way that you could really recognize it as a children's bedroom is by the size of the beds themselves. And there seems to be a few chests at the end of them, wardrobes, of course. But that's the immediate sight that you're greeted with.
Any like necromancy vibes in this bedroom?
Um, you do see near one of the beds, um, and maybe like a little like you could call it off-putting. where there would be like generally like stuffed toys would be kept. You just see like skeletons of small creatures.
Gotcha. Um, does it feel like there's, I don't know. Is there anything else I can glean from this vision? Because I imagine I'm like,
You can move, like
oh, I can
physically in
move.
space. Yeah.
Uh, was the balcony, and then is there like an interior door that leads to like a different part of this palace or
Yeah.
castle?
There's a door. What's it called in this room that leads out to like a hall. Yeah. But there's like the balcony where you're at, and then straight behind you would be like the bedroom. It's like an open thing. There's like a door to the outside that separates the balcony and the bedroom. But the bedroom itself would have a door that goes out to the hall.
Um, I would just go out into the hall and like head north down the hall, head south down the hall, and see if there's like if if they lead anywhere specific, or if they're just sort of like corridors that feel like they're just going on without end.
As you would eventually go down the hall, like along the north side, you would eventually realize that like it looped back around. Like you had gone straight, but it led back towards the door from the room which you had just came.
I think I would like to be out of this vision now. And I try and like I don't know. I try and like wake up from like when you're trying to move in a dream and you're like controlling the dream vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
your avatar in the dream, but like then in the dream you feel like you want to wake up or you feel like you want to leave,
Yeah.
but there's sort of like the not sleep paralysis, but there's sort of like the inertia of like being stuck in the mud of this dream. So Kalis wants to sort of like try and throw himself out of the bed in real space.
Yeah. And as you go to do that, um, and sort of shake yourself from this vision, um, you would you be like, is this like as you go back in the room, or as you're in the hall or something like that?
Yeah, I went back down the hall to like the in front of the door to perhaps Juggin or whomever's room.
Okay. Now we'll say as you were about to shake yourself off, you do hear a noise coming from the room. If that influences your decision, you, it's more like you hear like someone sound like someone like rifling through things.
Yeah, I'll go into the room and look towards the sound to see the source of it.
So as you do so, sort of looking around the corner, on one of the other, not the one that had the sort of skeletal animals on it or next to it, but like on the further end of the room, you see roughly like looking like teenage ish, but still like rather tall and very like solidly built. Visage, you see this figure with extremely like pale white skin, uh, and this brown hair going through something, just muttering to himself. Doesn't seem to have noticed you at the moment.
Does this like resemble anyone we know? Any of Juggin's siblings or?
You never saw their face because they spent the entire time completely in armor, but like physically, he is more like in theme with fuck his name, um
Yeah,
one
back
of
somewhere.
the physically is in line with Jungun's brother that you crit and was disregarded.
Yeah, I've got this written down somewhere. Hang on.
I know I have their names as well. I just
Not the imp.
not the imp.
No.
No, the
Uh,
one that the
uh,
one of the two that had came and found you all when you guys went into the Shadowfell. The big one that was like in
yeah.
the full on, because there was one in the armor, and then there was the one who was not.
It was War in the armor, I think.
Yeah, that is what you represented.
Deziba? Deziba?
We'll go with that. However, I know Ethan gave me updated names for all of them. I just didn't. I just don't
Okay.
have them. But yeah, he does like at least shape wise. He looks like he could be a younger version of that figure, but you didn't never saw his face or anything. Just the silhouette.
Huh. And what is War doing here?
I said he seems like he's rifling through one of the trunks at one of the ends of the bed.
Can I just watch and see what they're looking for?
Um, yeah. So as a few moments go by, there's a few random things that are sort of tossed aside. But you see eventually, um, they pull out what seems to be, not what seems to be. What you'd see is, I don't know if you've seen one of these before. It looks to be like a large like coin. It's it's it looks kind of it looks very much like a soul coin, like size wise. So it'd be like large, like significantly larger than a standard gold piece, but still clearly a coin. As you see it, and then as he retrieves it, he finally relaxes for a second and is just fiddling it with his hands. Uh, Before turning around to where you are at the door, and then you'd see his face, face that looks much younger than he like physically, like the rest of him looks. So it's, oh, you're here. Um, it's going to head out. You need anything?
Uh, uh, yeah, brother. Uh, what's that coin you got there?
And as you say that, you watch as he boom, sort of palms it. The inside's in his pockets. Not realizing that you had noticed him. Uh, just a gift from Jan before he left. Are you ready? You're next. Don't think that's wise, but it's clearly not our choice.
Uh, Me? Why should I be afraid?
It's not pleasant out there from everything we've heard. The people, they're not like the people here. They're fanatical, they're dangerous. Frankly, they are ungrateful. They don't even understand half of what they have and why they should care about it so much. Every day they find a new way to burn something else to ashes. And if I'm being frank, if they knew of this place, I'm sure they would too.
Uh, oh, brother, you worry too much. Um, I'm not gonna tell anyone about your coin or anything. I was just kind of curious, you know? I mean, is that like a special spellcasting focus or component or something?
And as you say that, you watch the well. I know we're not supposed to, but it's just sentimental. That's all.
Not supposed to what? I'm Jugun.
Yes.
Just so you know.
Yeah. Are you? Is this as?
Jugun, yes, I am, in fact.
I know. I said just don't tell anything to father about it. He'd be upset if we had something like this that didn't have an actual use. That's all. Can you do that for me?
I won't. I won't tell father about that. I think you should keep your coin. Everyone needs friends, even if they're coins.
You're not ready. And he says, I have to get going. And as he tries to get by.
Is your mom in the coin?
What?
Is your mom a coin?
No? You talking?
Oh.
I'll be seeing you.
Oh, okay, bye.
And you
That's
watch
cool.
as he disappears down the hallway, eventually just sort of unaberrating.
All right. If there's nothing else like of note in this room, Kalos slash Phantom Jogun is gonna lie down in her bed, and he's gonna like reach down and grip like the bed frame, the wooden bed frame beneath the bed. Be like, all right, and he's gonna just to do his best to like sort of like, like when you're like scooting a chair but you're sitting down, so you kind of hop the chair across. He's gonna do his best to like just like jerk upward and like flip the bed and like throw himself out of the bed, or like topple himself out of the bed.
As you do that, it just lets you out of the illusion. Um,
What do I
so ready.
see?
He's
I'm
like,
so ready for this to be a whole thing.
You see Kayla's fucking like in the bed, wake up and almost do like a backflip while laying down.
No, I
Um,
throw myself. I like throw myself, and I like my antlers, my head like smack into the bed frame of the neighboring bed. I'm like, ah, God,
I kind of just
ah.
like, pull the arrow back a little bit because I think he's being possessed, and then I put it back down after I realize,
You better do it. Just shoot me.
oh,
I'm not myself.
I can't do it.
No. Wait a minute. No, I'm back. No, I think I am myself. Correction.
Ugh.
But I wasn't myself. I was Jurgen. And then I explained the whole
You were what?
everything.
Oh,
I'm assuming this is over the earpiece as well.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
explain it to y'all.
Well, if we hadn't made the choice already, it seems as if it's been made for us. This was so much.
We have the form, the identity, or we have the
The
form,
consciousness.
the consciousness, at least in theory, and we have the memories of her life.
And how many more buildings are there?
From what you were able to see, there's 2 more buildings.
2 more buildings. Okay. I'm gonna go to another. Which one did you guys go to?
They went to the one in the northeast.
Okay,
So there's the central building and the building connected directly to it.
right. Can I go? I guess I can't go to the center building yet. I have to
Yeah.
go around the
No,
circle.
you can. The door is just closed.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really like want to go into it. I just like want to get to the other side. That's like the fastest route.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. I don't want to go inside it yet. I feel like it's a bad idea. So I'm gonna
Did you open the
ignore
door
him.
to see what's inside, or did you just ignore it? Just
No,
check.
I went to
Okay.
the door and like was like, actually, let me see what's in the other one first. Because I feel like this is like it's in the center. It's a culminating thing.
I will
I'm
say
not gonna go into it.
the other building is only connected to the center.
Okay, that makes sense. Then I will open this and look inside. Then.
So as you do so, this room quite literally seems to be a giant forge. You see, in the central there is a platform that descends down some stairs directly, like level to where like the lava is. Maybe like just literally just like a foot or so above it. Um, but yeah, very very
Well,
forgy.
well, I know what this room is for. Anyway,
And the last door would be in the southeast.
yeah, I will open that door and go down in here.
So as you step into the room, you see as it's filled with these very lustrous, bright, like multicolored crystals. Um, you don't have really any inherent magic like sensing stuff, but you can tell that these are very clearly magical to some degree, and intensely so.
Stick my head back out the building. I need a magic user.
And at that point, Vaughn would be like, "I
Yeah,
can,
what?
I can take over. You should go help her out."
Oh, okay. So long as she isn't, But
I'm gonna make it easy for you,
Ah.
Sparks. I'm just gonna drag you over there.
no.
You fall in
I'm
lava and
floating
die.
over the lava
Um,
again.
So I found this here.
Those are
Even I,
very shiny.
yeah,
yeah,
even I can tell that it's very magical, and I don't know shit about magic.
and
And I don't know anything about it.
as you step through the door, Sparks, it feels like an arcane flashbang. Uh,
Ugh.
like it is like for the first moment, it is incredibly unpleasant and uncomfortable being in here just because of the sheer intensity of it.
Do I feel the need to explode violently?
No,
Okay. Just making sure. That's usually what that means.
not this time.
Well, there's definitely a lot of magic in here. Oh, Jesus. Cheese and rice.
Cheese and crackers.
So what do you want me to do with the magical crystals that are so bright?
I mean, are they really that bright? They just look kind of shiny and pretty to me. But I mean, if we think
Magic.
about this, has to be where the magic source comes from because we've got components to make the body that you found. I found how to create the mind. It sounds like Kalis and Zelfar discovered the building that makes Jugin who she is, her experiences, her memories, and this would be her magic. And obviously, you walk through the forging area where ostensibly it's all put together.
Yeah. A lot of necromancy crystals in here.
Um,
Right. Maybe.
that was,
TM, how do I
go ahead. What were you
How-
saying?
how do I get any sense of how we might harness said crystals into a
So as you're sort of looking at it, uh, the one thing they don't seem to be necessarily aligned with schools of magic. They just feel like different types of it. Like like some of them like feel like more natural. Some definitely feel like more arcane in nature, and there are some that definitely have like essences of like divine magic as well. In that sense.
from what I know of Jugun, she's only got divine magic, right?
Yeah, from what you've seen.
In that case, I will go to the divine. I will go through the crystal racks and find the divine magic and pick up a divine magic crystal.
Um, So you will need help because you are physically having to break like clusters of these crystals off the area. They're not like sitting on shelves like in the other rooms. It seems like magic is like literally growing in this room.
Can I not use magic to break it, or do I need physical?
Would you like to
Would
try?
magic be bad? Do I get the sense with my amazing smartness that using magic would be bad?
You sense that it would be unpredictable.
Taryn,
Yes.
I need to get some magic. I need some of the crystals here, and I need to break it.
Okay.
I have an idea of using magic, but I think it would be unpredictable. Now, usually, I would jump at the chance, but with what's happened recently, I'm a little bit hesitant. Do you think we should ask Kalis to come help us, or do you think I should just, go with the flow?
I think we should, if not Kalis, then is it
Kin is the other big guy.
Kin? Yeah, then maybe Kin.
Can you
just
go
hear
and fetch him?
what?
Oh, never mind.
Hey,
Again.
done. Fetching done. We need your strength to
Good.
break off some of these crystals.
Good. I can't read any of these books. Um,
Funny.
as you see him enter the room, because this smells terrible. And you can just pretty easily point out to him which crystals he needs to be retrieving.
Sean fallen asleep? No,
No.
sorry, your eyes were closed. I was like, Jesus Christ.
You just Shonen.
Shonen. Yeah, this one.
Go-
we
go
need
back to the Shadow
some of
Bell.
this.
Cool. And it would take him a second, especially now that you see him doing it. It is clearly not easy to do physically, but he would be able to retrieve some of what you had requested, or retrieve what you had requested. So I don't know why I said some.
Okay, so Taryn, did you see a place in the forge where we could put this stuff?
I didn't look all that closely, but I think just one of these tables to set it down. One of these tables for now.
Sure,
Just-
and we'll just go over, and set it to rest somewhere.
So
Do you
I
think
guess
Mr. would mind if I borrowed some more of that magical crystal?
probably. I don't think that it's intended to be used for anything else, given the
Okay.
whole setup. I don't know that you'd want to push your luck on this.
Fine. God, it's horrible
Um,
being so responsible.
Yeah.
Yo, mistress, sprinkle me with some of your magic dust.
Mister got the good rocks.
Crystal dust.
just snort magic crystal. Yes.
Sick of shit.
Oh, I feel the spell slots coming back.
Oh, I feel great.
Cue violent explosion.
Yeah, what's new?
So,
I guess I'll go back to the consciousness building and see how that works in the books, I guess.
Yes. DM,
yeah.
is there any notes in here how one might put together all of these components that we have located?
So as you would be looking around near the bottom area of the place, while not like life size, there is something that appears to be almost like a cast. It'd be maybe like 2 feet tall, or like 2 feet long in length, and oh wait, yeah, actually no, I forgot, you have weird eyes right now, so you'd be able to read the shit.
Yeah.
Go on, Sparks. Read it with your special eye.
But it would basically show like the order of which the creation was made of the creation, which would start with body, mind, memory, magic.
I would say this to everyone. Body, mind, memory, magic.
I forgot you technically have a cheat for some parts of these, because I did that.
Fine. Is it really a cheat?
No, not really, but I'm gonna call it that because I didn't make you roll for it.
I see.
But it seems that each of the 4 parts have like a physical component to add to it.
If I look through these books back in this building with the consciousness, again, the mind, like, do I get any more information on how?
Well, from
Or
what you
what?
and Ellis would be able to put together, you'd essentially be trying to create the best description of Jugun that you can. So it'd be based off of your knowledge of Jugun.
Okay.
So if you want to make it a roll, or if you could give me the 3 strongest adjectives you would use to describe Jugun as a person, I think that'd be interesting as well.
Oh no.
I could do that. I could do that.
Because I'm not gonna. I believe it or not, I actually did not have Ethan do a Myers Briggs as Jungen before this, so you could just write the letters.
Kind. Skelly.
What does that even mean?
Shovel.
That's not an adjective.
Shovel.
Okay.
I think that I honestly I think that's a pretty good description of Juggernaut. Gets all the major bits.
But with that, as you guys are going through there, Vaughn would have sort of packed up a crate of the materials as per described from the tomes and be sort of taking it over to the central area, saying that it looks right for everything that I've been able to calculate.
Would I need to like write this description down on anything special?
Well, the plate came with an engraving tool.
Oh, okay. I will pick those up and take those back into the forge area as I contemplate what they would be. Oop, that's not me. That's damn it. Look away.
I will message Vaughn and ask if.
Oh, Vaughn came back with
Wow.
the stuff.
Oh, I
Right.
see. Alright, we ready?
What do we have for her memory? No physical object we have. I'm assuming it seems like it's requiring one.
Boom! Kalis kicks in the door, and he's like dragging one of the beds through the door. It's a bed. It's Shogun's bed.
Have you got anything smaller that would fit into this gap?
Maybe like lay the homunculus down in the bed, and like it'll remember being Jogun.
No, I'm.
Have you thought about that?
I think we might be hitting this a little too literally.
Is there like something that could fit inside the mold?
It's a memory. What are you...
But like, have you got something like gooey?
Why would it be gooey?
I
Why
thought we
wouldn't
already.
it be gooey?
That's the material, though. That's all the carbon and iron and stuff.
Has anyone got a shovel?
Have I got a... No, I mean, I don't think I ever got a shovel, because it's like, that was Jogun's
I mean,
thing,
did you
right?
find a shovel in her memory, though?
Or anything else that could be brought in that's not a bed? Anything else?
Well, what if I go in the bedroom, the barracks room, and I use detect magic? Is that Do I see any, and like I'll open all the drawers and then cast detect magic. Do I get any soul coins or any small magical objects?
Um, in the room itself now.
While lying on the bed? Question mark.
Because you're not in Jugun's room. You're talking about the actual like room itself, right?
What if I go into the dream again? I lie down and then I go to the hiding place where her brother put the coin, and can I grab the coin, or is it gone?
The coin is not there. As like so Zeb has not appeared. It seems that when you go to open the chest itself, it's like stark empty.
What about Jugun's bed? Is there anything in her drawers or trunk?
So yeah, as I said, there's like the sort of like the skeletal like animals like around it. And in the drawer of like the nightstand itself, there would be like a kind of like a journal, like a diary type thing.
Perfect. Snatch the diary. Uh, I don't know. Can I like hold on to it really tight and then stand up out of the bed?
Uh, when you leave the illusion, you do have the journal with you.
Dope. Uh, I walk back in. Uh, kind of like awkwardly like scooting the bed out of the way so I can get through the doorway. Hey guys, I got a journal. I mean, that's sort of like a memory, right?
It's full of memories.
So as you guys are around the area, Vaughn is just like, should I place the first pieces? Does everyone have all the other components ready?
You want us
Mm.
to like put a journal in her chest, I take it.
Well, no, we've got a forge here. We've got body, mind, memory, magic. Those are the 4 things that we need to put in, and we need to do.
And
them
So
there's
in-
you
a,
want
we
me
need
to
to put them in this
physically put
forge in order.
her journal memories inside of her mold,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Well, I mean,
Um,
it's better than a bed.
I'm gonna start carving some words into this
okay.
disc.
So with that, starting it, um, Vaughn is going to begin like sort of depositing the materials gathered into the cast itself. Um, and there is definitely like as they like are getting to like as once it's completed, you watch as the form that's in the cast like begins to like start to take physical shape, almost like more like it looks almost more like a mist of like a humanoid figure though than like an actual like solid person at the moment. Because I think that's step one.
We have mind next.
Yes, that's me. So Taryn's gonna walk up with the disc in her hands, and I hope that we can all agree on these things about Jigen, but I have written here generous, loyal, and determined.
I would have said optimist, but yeah.
Okay.
I agree with those as well.
So
And Taryn's gonna look at Kalis and Zelthar.
And gives good hugs. I don't know if you could fit that on there though.
What was it?
I don't know if you could fit that on there.
Fit what on there? I think I missed the word.
Oh,
Sorry.
and give good hugs.
Give good hugs. I'm surprised to hear you say that, Zelthar, but it's
You didn't hear it from me. I don't know what
okay.
you're
I
talking about.
didn't hear it from you. Yes.
I'm gonna open her journal and open the page
Oh,
about,
no.
No.
huh?
About the words. The adjectives, do you agree?
Sorry, what words again did you choose?
Generous, loyal, and determined.
I mean, I would have picked shovel, but
Not an adjective, Kalis.
I mean, those are pretty good ones.
I'm gonna put the desk.
Shoveler.
That's still a noun.
So,
Gonna put the disc in the mold.
as the disc is deposited, you watch as once it makes contact and like settles, it begins to dissipate, and you can see like some of the physical features begin to like shape themselves out. You see like the beginning of like a face form, like definition in like the hands, things like that. So journal next.
Yeah, did Zalthar, did you want the journal? Did you, like, out of character, did you want to do anything with the journal?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, then I was just gonna turn to the journal to the page about, you know, like where maybe she might have journaled about her mission to go to the material plane and like any sort of trepidation she might have felt or like other feelings she had about the trip. I would just open it to that and then just sort of like drop the journal in.
All right. And with that, you watch as the physical body has pretty much fully manifested, much smaller than you originally seen Jung-un because it's a much smaller cast that's being placed into. Um, but it definitely seems to have worked. And the last part, as Ken is holding this massive rock, says, "Would you like to?" As he holds it out towards you, Sparks. Sparks.
Wow.
Would you like to do the honors? As he's holding out the big divine crystal.
I mean, I guess, but every time I talk magic is bad. I take it and I put it.
Cool.
Why
And
explode?
you do not explode.
Ooh.
Um, and with that, you see the body gives off this gleaming light that's radiating um, in like the entire area. It does not seem to be fully complete yet. It seems to have all the pieces. It just needs to do the one big part of it.
Is it
As
a hug?
Is there a big, like, forging hammer?
no, there's a big pit of lava right next to you. And a crane or like a jack in which some or not a pulley, that's the word, in which something could be lowered.
Oh, well, guess it goes in the lava. Just like Juggernaut did.
Hmm.
Um,
Hopefully, a better effect.
Ethan, was Gabriel out and like animated for this leg of the journey, or is he in a bag somewhere?
Gabriel was not out. You don't have the yeah, you don't have the skeletons with you.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Can we attach the
Yeah.
forge to, some sort of pulley system and,
Yeah. But the cast itself has like things on it to hook on, so you have two relatively you got two strong wind. It's not going to be much of a task to get it hooked up and lowered. But as you guys do so, slowly lowering the cast into the sweltering heat below. You watch as soon as it sort of makes contact with it, the lava, the magma, sort of hot red molten rock. The heat begins to intensify as everyone in here is thoroughly sweating. Before you watch as around it, the light begins to what's it called? Turn blue. As if the lava itself is being transmutated. And the place where you see the cast touching immediately, it looks like it's surrounded by water, as it is gradually expanding outwards, further and further. The heat from the forge being dispelled with it. And if you were to look outside, like the whole area has just been turned into like this fresh, clear, like it has like this slightly like magical like glow to it. Um, and as that is happening, Jagan, as you have been, boom, 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 you are like on a platform, water surrounding you on all sides, um, and you feel like this feeling of being watched. And as you look up, you see maybe about uh, a 5 foot radius. You see this sort of hole appearing in the sky itself, and sort of looking down through that hole, you see a few familiar faces. Is there anything that you say, as you guys would also sort of see like Jugun's form in the waters below? You only see her form. You don't see anything, any of her surroundings.
Jagun.
Oh, hey guys. Nice
Jagun.
to see you guys again. That's pretty cool.
It's
Are you-
a
I met
lie.
a guy.
All right, let's
Are you
get her
okay?
back. Let's get her back up out of the lava, though.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
get-
yeah, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
as you pull there, the place where that water, it's quite literally a portal that you're looking at Jungan through. And Jungan, you would know that the place you're in from what Finney would have told you is that you are currently residing at the end of the trial.
So, we need to go to you.
Yes, I would say that. Hey guys, you need to come this way. Through here. Just jump in. You guys took too long.
Aren't you in the afterlife?
No, I'm at the end. Or I guess almost at the
Well,
end.
that's my question.
Is other me there?
Kind of. He's at the end to end. But we're at almost the end.
That's my concern with this whole thing. So like visually, can you help me understand? Like, did the homunculus sort of form open up into like a portal or
Yeah,
something?
like once it had like breached into the water itself, the water turned like this clear crystal form, or like
Lava.
this. You the lava. Fuck you.
Magma.
The water part was fucking me up.
Yeah. Lava turned to water. The area where you had dipped things into had opened up and become like a portal. Like it's like almost like you're seeing like if you would like look into the water and like see a reflection, it looks kind of like that, except you don't see a reflection. You just see Jungun down there.
Oh.
And you're
I'm in the
okay? You're okay down there, Jagun?
well, I did get a little burned, but for the most part, I'm good.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I guess we
I
go that way.
yeah.
Hey, catch, Jung, and I like kind of like like underhanded toss and like slash drop because of like the physics here. Drop Oaken Oath through the portal into Jugan such that she might be able to catch it.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you want to, you can catch it.
I will catch it.
It's heavy, but yeah.
Huh. Weird. And then I'll just do
Magic,
like a, I'll do like a, you know, like a dive class, like forward dive into the portal, and then go through, and I'll be like, wait, ooh,
Yeah, hit the ground face first.
Okay.
oh, the afterlife sucks.
Yeah, diving into concrete generally doesn't feel good.
Yeah, going feet first, guys. I would recommend that. Thanks. Thanks. I'll take that back. Juggernaut, thank you for that help.
Alright.
No problem.
I'll go in next. I will jump in feet first.
Correct. Assuming the rest of you are following behind at the pace you're comfortable with.
I'm just doing some scene work, Elijah. Just a little bit of scene work.
Oh,
here.
improv term. I know that. Oh. I'm just doing this so it's easier to copy paste.
Copy paste.
I'm gonna be right back.
You got it. I was gonna take 5 after this briefly anyway. Is this the right setting? No, it's not the right setting. I always forget what it is. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, that one. The map looks shitty in slow quality, but it's one that I like
Are
for this
we on
purpose.
break? Are we now?
We're about to go, and then he left anyway.
Okay.
So
just-
yeah, we're gonna take a quick 5 minutes. 3 for Sean. We'll be right back.
I will say.
fucking good dab. Hello, everybody. We're back. We're here to Dungeons and Dragons. My sweet, sweet players. As you guys have found yourself
Oh, we're fucked.
plunging yourselves into this portal, into the realm where Jugun was being kept. In the meantime, until you all had earned her back. You hear a voice ring out once again, similar as to before, and on the far side, past the end of the platform, you see this figure begin to sort of rise and take shape out of the water. You all would see what's it called for you? Jungle would be vaguely familiar. The cloaked figure, with the sort of held porcelain hands. However, this time you see the cloak has been thrown back, and you can clearly see the face of Phinia. And as you look upon it, you see what's it called? Going down the sides of his face. You see no nose, no mouth, just sort of four sets of eyes, going straight down, and on the sort of sides of his face, just these sort of like scattered, like web-like cracking all along the visage of him, and as you see that figure there, you see what seems to be like these like marble, like these like light like stone platforms that you're on, connected with these bridges all across the area. A voice echoes inside all of you. For your final trial, I have no riddle or vague platitudes to give you. At the end of it all, the greatest danger to Mistra has been those who've been blessed by her and used it irresponsibly. And almost as if you can feel attention being focused onto you, Sparks, I require a show of faith that you can be a conduit to Mistra, not a danger. You have something important to protect, but at what lengths will you go to do so? This may be my lady's blessing, but this is my trial to determine your worth. Do not expect my mercy. And with that, there is this roiling that happens in the water as the once stillness starts to whip into these crashing waves on the sides of the platform. And a familiar voice you hear, Sparks, as you turn to it. You just hear someone go, Sparks? Where are we? And you see the very physical and very here form of Laura, who you would know, in a place like this, is utterly defenseless.
How fucking dare you?
And with that tidbit, as you guys are taking in your surroundings, as the threat, unclear of what it is, but certainly coming, that is where we will pick up the next episode of the Tales of Revedia.
I'll fight you, DM, in real life. You can't bring my defenseless NPC into this place.
I can. And I did. Love you.
This trial's gonna be like mad easy if we just kind of like like stab her or something.
I will kill you.
All right. Well, if that's your interpretation.
Didn't you say it's like a test of faith, or?
Yeah, a test of faith that we have to protect this person, beyond everything. That is the point of the fucking trial.
Well, I mean, we need Lorve and a dragon then. I mean, that's gotta be the two halves of the whole.
Yeah. Thank you all for playing. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.
Villager final boss.
Good night.
Yes.